welcome to the first of my Tour de Fleece spinning vlogs. I thought I would do separate shorter vlogs over the course of the Tour de Fleece, which starts today, which is Saturday the 26th of June, and runs until, I want to say, the 19th of July, but I could be wrong. For anyone that doesn't know, the Tour de Fleece is a virtual spin-along companion event to the Tour de France. I don't have a huge number of plans. I know quite a lot of people have been really thinking about what they're going to do, pulling out the fibres they're going to spin and making some grand plans. I haven't done that. All I know is that I want to spin some colour, and I've been resisting buying some John Arbon fibre for months, and I finally just took advantage and went for it the other day. So I've got a big pile of fibre that I'll show you now. For anybody that's a member of the Knit Tea Society and watches our monthly podcast, this is the same stuff that I showed on the exclusive Patreon podcast, so feel free to skip this bit, that's absolutely fine. If you've been watching along with my normal podcasts, you'll know that I've been spinning lots of different British breeds of sheep to knit up squares for a British breeds blanket. Much as I've been enjoying that, that's all been natural undyed fibre, and I'm in the mood for a bit of colour. What I thought I would do is spin up some of my brand new fibre on my electric eel wheel, and I'll put a photograph in up here. And there are certain days of the tour that are challenge days, and some people match their spinning to those challenge days. They try something new. Others just try and spin every day. It's very relaxed regarding the rules. But I thought for my challenge days, perhaps I would try long draw spinning. It's something that's been on my list of techniques to try for, oh my goodness, maybe over a year now. And I've just chickened out of doing it. I bought a course, a video course. What's the website full of craft courses? What's it called? Is it Craftsy? It was Craftsy, and then it became something else, and now I think it might be Craftsy again. Anyway, it's a video course on that website taught by Jacey Boggs Faulkner, who is one of the people behind Ply magazine, and it's called From Worsted to Woollen, and it's little technique videos of every technique from worsted spinning, which is smooth and all the fibres are aligned when you start spinning, all the way to classic woolen spun, which is jumbled fibres and cartons in a carded prep. Anyway, the point is, for my challenge days, I'm going to have a crack at woolen style spinning, and for that I'll be using my Ashford Traditional. Again, I'll put a picture up here. Because I feel that I will have more control over the process with a treadle wheel. If I start to feel a bit out of control, or if I'm going too fast, I can just treadle more slowly. The electric eel wheel 6.0, which is what I'll be using for the John Arbon fibre, the cone tops, that is a constant speed. Once you turn it on, it spins consistently. It's adjustable in terms of speed, but it does not stop unless you turn it off. So if I get myself in a tangle on the electric wheel, I just have to stop. With the treadle wheel, I can just slow it down and give myself time to catch up. So those are my only plans. Spin on my traddy to get some woolen technique going, spin on my electric eel wheel 6.0, some nice colourful fibre, and that's about it. I'm not sure how often I'll record these vlogs. I'll include a few snippets on Instagram and Facebook as well. I thought about signing up for an official team. I could sign up, there's an electric eel wheel team, there's a John Arbon team, there's Team Weaponised Mango, which is the particular team for my monthly thread on Ravelry, all sorts of things. But to be honest, I don't have the time to spin and also to participate in spinning threads, uploading pictures and all of that. My life is pretty frantic. So I'm just going to spin and tell you about it and put some pictures up on social media. So that will have to be enough. You are supposed to spin every day. even if it's just 5 minutes. And again, I'll try my best, but I'm not going to kill myself trying to stick to any particular rules. Anyway, on to the good stuff. Let me show you what I've got. So all of the fibre that I purchased from John Arbon is from the same range. It's their Appledore top range, and their Appledore blend is 40% Devon close wool, 40% Romney, and 20% Exmoor Blueface. Now Exmoor Blueface I think is a Mule blend, so it's some Bluefaced Leicester and their local breed. Romney is Romney. I don't know what Devon close wool is. I'll see if I can maybe look it up in one of my books. But yeah, so 40% Devon close wool, 40% Romney, 20% Exmoor Blueface. It's not super soft, but it's certainly next to the skin soft. And I bought 100 grams of Slack Girdle colourway. I will link all of these down below. And that's the Slack Girdle colourway. So it's super bright and cheerful. Pinks, blues, yellows, a little bit of undyed. I bought 100 grams of that. And I think this is what I will start with. I don't know what this is going to be like to spin. I don't know how much it will poof up once I've plied and washed it. And I don't have any particular plans for this colourway. So I'll spin it up. I'll take a punt at what I think I want to be spinning as. I'll measure it before and after the wool is finished. And then for some of the bigger projects I've got planned, I'll know if I need to spin thinner or finer, whichever way around. So 100 grams of Slack Girdle to get us going. The next colourway I bought was again just 100 grams, Appledore's, in the colourway Spicy Pippin, which is this beautiful yellow aqua with greys in it. This I think I will spin up and knit into something for my dad for Christmas. And again, this is just 100 grams, so if I need more practicing to get the yarn I'm after, I've got 100 grams of this that I can keep going on. I treated myself to 200 grams of the colourway Dufflin. And again, just a beautiful multicoloured lump of fibre. No particular plans for this. I suspect it will end up being a nice shawl of some description. And as I demonstrated in the Knit Tea Society podcast, I don't actually need to spin it up before I can wear it, because how gorgeous is that? Do you think fibre top headgear will catch on? But what a beautiful head croissant that would make. The other reason for spinning this on my electric eel wheel is the bobbins are massive. I can easily fit 100 grams onto one bobbin. I've got two more colourways which I bought to become a sweater spin. So I want to practice on those smaller bumps of fibre so that when I get to my sweater spin, I know exactly what I'm doing and I get the yarn I'm aiming for. So I've bought 400 grams of Appledore top in the colourway Sweet Coppin. And this is a beautiful pink colour with flashes of turquoise and a sort of a slightly brownish camel colour. And when this is all spun and plied up, it will be slightly more muted. And then I was thinking of a colourwork yoke. So I bought 100 grams of Hoary Morning, nobody laugh, as the contrast colour. And I think that with that little flash of the pinkish brown in it, those two will look really nice together. I don't have a pattern in mind. I might well just knit up the pink separately. I really haven't decided. But those are my fibre purchases. No idea if I'll get through it all during Tour de Fleece. Probably not. It's almost a kilo of fibre. But I'll certainly make a start and keep you updated as we go along. everybody. First of all, excuse the face and the pyjamas. It's super early on Sunday the 4th of July, and I'm the first one up, and yeah, I just wanted to seize the day to do a bit of recording. So it's been 1 week and 1 day of the Tour de Fleece, and I have finished my 100 grams of Slack Girdle Appledore tops. And there they are. How fabulous is that? I'm so pleased. As you can see, if I move my face out the way, it's probably easier to see. The bobbins aren't filled exactly the same as each other. There's a thicker bit at the top on this one and a thicker bit in the middle for this one. But I did weigh the fibre before I started, so they should be reasonably even. And when I finished the first bobbin, I wound off a length of it and attached it, did what they call a ply back. So this is just one single, and you hold the end up to the other end and let it twist around on itself, and that gives you an idea of what the finished yarn will be like. And I attached it to the side of my spinning control card and used this as a bit of a guide for the second bobbin's worth of singles to try and keep my consistency going. But again, hopefully you can see it's thinner at the top and a little thicker at the bottom. So you coming up, Jim? Come on then. So it's better than nothing, but it's not perfect. And my little spinning control card is from Hilltop Cloud, and if you can see, it has these burnt on bands with a number by them, and then at the top it gives you a guide as to what thickness will match the different kinds of yarn. So it's wraps per inch basically, and she's got an inch marker at the top and at the bottom, so you can actually wrap the yarn around the control card to check. So when I try and use this skinny ply back test, and all you do is you just hold it over, turn it the right way around, the different parts, and you see which one it matches best. The top part of this ply back sample works out at the 20 wraps per inch section, and the bottom is about 16. And 16 to 20 is fingering weight, or 4-ply weight as we tend to call it in the UK, but obviously it hasn't hit water and it might well poof up a little bit, so this might end up a little heavier than my 4-ply goal, but that's okay. That's kind of why I was doing this. I really do look extra terrible. I'm not usually that fussy about how I appear on my vlog, as you may have noticed, but I think I've really knocked it out of the park today. Anyway, I actually managed to do some spinning. I finished the last singles yesterday, and I managed to do a bit of that whilst watching the Friday stage of the Tour de France with Dave, which was good fun. I really enjoy watching them. I wouldn't have thought that watching the Tour de France would be that exciting, but the commentators are so good. They really help you understand the tactics and the different riders, and if nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. So, okay, so for plying, I'm just going to be using my Ashford tensioned Lazy Kate. I don't know if you can see, but there's a length of fish wire that runs around this knob, and you can attach it around the bottom of the Ashford bobbins. And then there's a tension spring there. Is that focusing on this? It's all right. I think it's a bit early for my phone as well. And you've got a tension spring there, so you can adjust the amount of tension. So you poke the ends of your singles through there, as the guide. Now obviously it's not built to fit my enormous electric heel wheel bobbins, and they do have a groove on them, so if I wanted I could flip them over and run the fishing tension wire through around the bottom of those, but it doesn't work terribly well. And I find that all I need to do to create enough tension on these is, rather than having it sitting flat, I just put a book or something under this end. So there's just a little bit of tension on the bobbins from their own weight pressing on the rods, the metal rods that you put the bobbins on, and that works absolutely fine for me. Maybe if I was spinning super fine cobweb weight, it might be an issue, but it works fine. You can get official electric heel wheel lazy Kates, but this works fine for me. So I'm going to set myself up. It is a bit tricky setting myself up because you need to have the lazy Kate to your side and preferably slightly behind you. And I do like to spin while watching TV, and the way my front room is set up is not perfect. And Jim the dog has just stolen my spot. I was going to ply on the sofa because then I can have the lazy Kate the other end. And look what's happened. Hey Jim. That's where I was going to do my spinning. You don't care, do you, Jim? So maybe I'll just have to set up somewhere else. Anyway, I'm really hoping that I can get all of the plying done today. It's quite a lot. Plying always takes longer than you think, but it's fairly mindless because you can just let your hands go. So with a bit of luck, I'll have a completely plied skein of yarn by this afternoon. Then I can give it a wash and a soak, and it will be finished. It won't be dry today because the weather's pleasingly cool and damp in Wales today, but at least it means I can get on with the next spin. Okay, I better get cracking. Back for the last little bit of this spinning vlog. You'll have to excuse what I look like. I got up and got dressed at 5:15 this morning, ready for work, and I've not long got home. But I wanted to take advantage of everybody else being out of the house to show you the finished spin. And here it is in all of its glory. I hope that's focusing nicely for you. And I have to say, I am really pleased with how this turned out. I love the way the colours have blended together. I haven't done a perfect job. I think you can see in places where it's not as consistent as I'd like it to be. But overall, I'm really quite pleased with it. There we go. I did take a before and after picture, which I'll put up here in the corner so that you can really compare and contrast. It definitely did puff up a bit with a final soak Yeah, so it's interesting to have that photo so you can really see the difference. I have got just over 100 grams of this yarn. I think they sent me more than 100 grams in the order, which was very generous of them. And I have kept, if you remember, I'd kept a bit of the unwashed singles on my control card so that the next time I spin this yarn, I'll have that to compare it to. And I will clip off a 6-inch bit of the finished yarn and attach that as well, so I've got a guide. What I'm going to do now is unskein it, because I haven't done the wraps per inch test yet. If I were to take a guess, I think I've probably ended up with a heavy fingering, maybe a sport weight. And according to my gauge, fingering is 16 to 20 wraps and sport is 15 to 16. So let me find an end. Where's an end? There's an end. So I just used some scrap leftover commercial sock yarn to tie the skein together. But rather than undoing the ties, I can just pull out a strand. Probably should have thought of this in advance. Okay. So if I lay the yarn across one of those bands and see what I've got. Oh, do you know, I might have done it. I might have done it. Yeah, heavy fingering to sport weight. I'll see if I can stop the camera and show you. So there we go. There it is on 20, and it's just a smidge over the 20 line. And according to this, fingering is 16 to 20 wraps per inch. So there we have it. I achieved my goal. So while it's off the skein, I will keep a snip. I will add it to the top of my control card. And again, maybe if I lay them across the back without pulling them too much. So you can see there the difference between the washed and unwashed. And apologies for the school bus noise in the background. Excellent. So I've got my guide for spinning the next batch of John Arbon. I've got my gorgeous finished yarn. I haven't quite decided what this wants to be yet. I'm not sure if I can wear it next to my face. It's come out as sort of a slightly muddy pink colour. The options are maybe fingerless mitts, because I do need another pair of fingerless mitts, or maybe a hitchhiker shawl. Someone I saw recently did a hitchhiker shawl, but they added eyelet rows just for a bit of interest. Anyway, that is the story of my first spin for the Tour de Fleece this year with my John Arbon Appledore top in the colourway Slack My Girdle. I haven't managed to do, well, any spinning since I finished this well over a week ago. Work's gone a bit crazy, but I am hoping to get back to it, although I think we've only got a few days of the tour left. But such is life. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.